Greetings and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the nemesis of narcissists, how Dark Empaths and Heyoka Empaths unmask and disarm narcissists. My name is Dr. Narcissist, transformational coach at In Marriage, where we help folks transform and heal their lives after trauma so they can live their best lives right here, right now. So imagine standing in front of someone who's built their entire identity on a house of cards. They wear a mask to hide their true self, a fragile core, terrified of exposure. And for years, their tactics may have worked. They charmed, manipulated, and even destroyed others to maintain their illusion of control. But now they face you, the Dark Empath or Heyoka Empath. You see through the charade, you reflect their truth back to them, and the house of cards collapses. That's what we're talking about today. So we'll uncover the profound and paradigm shifting roles of the Dark Empath and Heyoka Empath and how they play a role in unmasking narcissists, triggering narcissistic collapse, which is preceded by a narcissistic rage. And yet these empaths restrain themselves by their spiritual maturity. By the end of this journey, you understand not just what these rare and powerful empaths are, and if you are one, you will be able to identify with this, but you'll also understand why Dark and Heyoka empaths are positioned to disarm narcissists without becoming destroyers themselves. This exploration will borrow from psychology, ancient spiritual wisdom, and other insights to make the point. So if you've ever wondered why certain individuals seem immune to a narcissist games and how they turn the tables, you are in the right place. So let's start by understanding the anatomy of a narcissist. So according to the APA, American Psychological Association, and all their research they've done, narcissistic personality disorder is marked by grandiosity, a lack of empathy, and an intense desire for admiration. Yet there's a twist behind all of this, because beneath that inflated ego lies a deeply insecure and brittle, even fragile self. So for these reasons, the narcissists or narcissists create a facade of invincibility to hide their deep-seated feelings of shame and inadequacy. Then they have all kinds of tactics of control, including gaslighting, which is making you doubt your reality, love bombing, which is extreme idealization, using flying monkeys, which are basically Agent Smiths, and triangulation, which is to create competition between you and other parties, are all tools they use to maintain dominance. What triggers narcissistic rage? When their mask is threatened, a narcissist reacts with rage. And this rage is a defense mechanism rooted in their inability to process shame. And that rage leads to collapse, which is when the rage fails to intimidate you, the narcissists begin to spiral into collapse marked by depression, withdrawal, and a loss of control. So from Kohut's self-psychology framework, what Kohut says, and I'm sharing some academic insights, that narcissists seek objects to stabilize their fragile sense of self, making empaths their prime targets. Then when you go to Kernberg's object relations theory, once again giving you an academic insight, which is proof, it explains the splitting defense mechanisms that make narcissists view people as all good or all bad. You see, because they view people as objects, tools. So now that we've unmask the anatomy of a narcissist, let's go into what a Dark Empath and a Heyoka Empath are. So a Dark Empath is not your average empath. They possess a deep understanding of emotions, but also the ability to use this insight with precision. And the key traits of a Dark Empath include high emotional intelligence paired with strong boundaries, the ability to engage in shadow work, exploring their own darkness without being consumed by it, because we all have darkness. And by the way, darkness is a precondition for light to exist. And then finally, their ability to think strategically from a chess-based perspective, because it is chess, not checkers. So what leads to the formation of a dark empath? Well, let's talk about a Jungian perspective from Carl Jung. What Swiss psychotherapist, the psychoanalyst, said was that there's individuation, which is the integration of light and shadow aspects of the self, which leads to this dark empath. An empath knowing that I'm good, and I've got these shadow sides that can be very, dare I say, gangster, right? And we know that in spiritual traditions, if we want to borrow from the Tao or the Tao explains that balance as the yin-yang perspective. In other words, light and dark coexisting. So why does this evolved empath threaten the narcissist? Well, narcissists rely on manipulation, but dark empaths are immune to gaslighting because they see through it. Also, they have the ability to mirror to the narcissist the tactics that the narcissist is using without emotional entanglement. And this is very devastating to the narcissist's ego. So now we go to the Heyoka empaths, or the sacred clowns. So a Heyoka empath is a disruptor. And the term Heyoka comes from Native American spirituality. I don't know which exact tribe, but let's go with the broader description, where the term Heyoka means sacred clown or mirror. Sacred clown means I can mirror your silliness back to you without becoming silly. Just a mirror so you can see the silliness of your silliness. See? And the characteristics of a Heyoka clown or a sacred clown or a Heyoka empath, the most dangerous type, a Sigma empath, is nonconformity, humor, and wisdom. And they use this to reflect the narcissist's behavior back to them in ways that disrupt their sense of control. This drives the narcissist bonkers. From a spiritual perspective, let's borrow from Hinduism, because we can borrow from wherever is appropriate to truth. The concept of Shiva being the destroyer of illusions, parallels the role of the Heyoka empath, because Heyoka empaths force individuals to confront their deepest truths, often using humor and unpredictability. And they are effective because they are unpredictable, and also because Heyoka empaths expose the truth with a combination of detachment and compassion, leaving narcissists unable to maintain their masks. So how do Dark and Heyoka empaths confront the narcissist? Well, simply, the unmasking process includes recognizing the game, which is empaths see through the manipulation and refuse to engage. No say, not playing. And if you refuse to play a game that's ongoing, then the rules don't apply to you, you see. Similarly, boundary setting, which is being consistent with the firm boundaries you've put in place, because a narcissist will breach those boundaries or attempt to breach those boundaries. And this is where you show a resilience in not shifting, which becomes a blocker for the narcissist to gain insight and access. Then there's also the mirror effect, which is to reflect back the narcissist's behavior to them, which causes great suffering, known as cognitive dissonance. Now, from a psychological and spiritual perspective, we know cognitive dissonance, the theory behind it explains why narcissists cannot handle being unmasked. We know in the Bhagavad Gita from the Hindu cosmology emphasizes the power of truth, satya, as a weapon against illusion, maya. Triggers for narcissistic rage and collapse. This is what happens because the empath's refusal to validate the narcissist destabilizes them. And the narcissists spiral into collapse when their facade crumbles, leading to shame and withdrawal. So why do these empaths choose restraint? Well, the Dark and Heyoka empath often choose not to destroy narcissists outright. And the reason for that is rooted in spiritual principles, which is rooted in, for example, the Buddha's principle of non-harm, do no harm, and the importance of allowing karma to unfold. because karma is more potent than any revenge that a dark empath or a Heyoka empath could unfurl. And then there's a Taoist concept of wu wei, action through inaction. Wu wei, ai wei wei, wu wei, action through inaction. This teaches the power of restraint. And then a psychological dimension to this is by choosing restraint, empaths protect their own peace and avoid becoming consumed by the narcissist's toxicity. So what is karma? Well, karma in Hindu and Buddhist teachings refers to the natural law of cause and effect. And the way karma impacts a narcissist is by enabling the inevitability of consequences to unfold. And empaths understand that stepping back allows that process, that mystical process, to unfold. So why are dark empaths and Heyoka empaths the ultimate nemesis or adversaries to narcissists of all kinds? It's because of a unique combination of traits. Intelligence, because the narcissists are very clever, or the narcissist is very clever, thought they were until they met you. Emotional insight, that comes from this mirror neurons. And spiritual awareness, that comes from the healing journey that the empath has been on. And dark and Heyoka empaths can navigate the narcissist world without losing themselves. And the impact on narcissists as a result is they are forced to confront their own fragility. They have to. And this confrontation with dark or Heyoka empaths triggers a process of karmic unraveling, often leading to profound consequences for the narcissist, you see. And some tools that you as a dark empath or Heyoka empath can continue to use so you remain rooted in this power include meditation for your intuition and your grounding. Meditation is a very powerful tool. Shadow work to confront and integrate personal darkness. That's the healing work. And then journaling for self-analysis and clarity and self-awareness. And to reiterate, the way to dismantle narcissists without harm means practicing and being strong in staying detached or unbothered. Focus on your own growth rather than winning. Set clear boundaries and enforce them, and trust in the process of karma and universal balance. So we know that dark empaths and Heyoka empaths are not just victims of narcissistic abuse. No, they are warriors of truth. And the combination of emotional intelligence and spiritual wisdom, as well as resilience, makes these empaths the ultimate nemesis, the ultimate adversary for destroying a narcissist, because the narcissist sought to cause harm. By choosing truth and restraint, dark and Heyoka empaths not only protect themselves, but also allow the narcissist's karma to unfold. If this resonates with you, share your experiences in the comments. Hit the notification bell, like, share, and subscribe for more insights on healing, empowerment, and personal transformation and alchemy. And explore our website at innerminds.com for more tools and strategies to deepen your empathic insights, strengths, so you can continue to thrive in your role. And as a dark empath or a Heyoka empath, recognize that there's absolutely no one like you. Keep shining your light, keep winning, and healing. Peace.